House of Gucci. Now, don't see this movie if your theater is close by a Gucci store. Your credit card will not like you for it. I was lucky enough to see this film early, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts right now. Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I'm here to give you my honest, no BS take on the House of Gucci and let you know if it's worth a watch. If you guys are new here and you want to see more early movie reviews just like this, hangout live streams where we talk about movies and movie reactions, then this is the place for you. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. You won't want to miss a single video, and make sure you check out my partners at Movie Scene Canada as well down below in the description. So, we have House of Gucci from director Ridley Scott, and you know him from Alien, Blade Runner, Gladiator, The Martian, and a whole lot of other movies. And it stars Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, Al Pacino, Jared Leto, Salma Hayek, Jeremy Irons. This is a star-studded cast, and it's about a woman who marries into the Gucci family, and with her ambition and her drive and her greed, the family starts to fall apart. So, is House of Gucci worth a watch? For my money, I'm gonna say yes. Now, Ridley Scott, I have a love-hate relationship with him because I feel like half the movies that I've seen of his, I really enjoy, and then the other half, I really don't enjoy, and I find to be quite boring. House of Gucci, I do put into the good category. Now, like I said in the intro, make sure that when you see this movie, or if you see this movie, it's a good one, I recommend it. Make sure that your theater is not close to a Gucci store, because this movie really makes you want to buy Gucci products. Similar to how The Founder, the Michael Keaton McDonald's movie, really makes you want to eat McDonald's, this movie makes you really want to go through your wardrobe and really up your game. And last night I just watched Scarface. I'd seen it before, and of course, speaking of Al Pacino, that movie, for certain parts, it makes you really envy the rich. Now, there are certain scenes in that movie, along with this movie, where you don't envy the rich because you get into greed and you get into crime and you get into, no spoilers, but there's some violence involved. But just seeing the suits and the shoes and the watches and the cars and the pizzazz on screen, it really made me take an interest in fashion. And when a movie can make you interested in a subject matter that you weren't interested in before, then it's doing something really well. And I know that's not necessarily a filmmaking technique, just having it about a certain subject matter, but this movie made fashion interesting. And of course, this is a story about greed and ambition and how money, power, status, wealth, and success can really make people go against their own morals and cheat and lie and go against the system and just go against their family. And now we have seen this story in many other movies before, but it's a story that works. And I loved seeing it in this movie of how greed and ambition and the lust for power can just really unravel a family. And I will admit that this movie does no favors for the idea of marriage either. Similar to Gone Girl, guys, if we watch this movie, I don't think we'll want to get married anytime soon, because it kind of reinforces a certain fear that a lot of men have, is that once you get powerful, once you get wealthy, and once you have a name, then you're going to have women come on to you that just want you for the power and the name and the money. Now, I'm not saying that that's what happens all the time, but in this movie, it definitely happens like that, and you can see consequences of something like that happening. And the performances, you know, across the board, they impressed me. Adam Driver, I think, was my personal favorite because I thought he disappeared the most in terms of his performance. We'll get to Jared Leto in a second with that makeup. Wow. But Adam Driver was fantastic. The Italian accent, at least from my ears, not an expert in the Italian accent whatsoever, I thought he was fantastic, and he really disappeared into the role. Now, I will admit that there's one scene where he gets super angry and he throws something on the floor, and I'm thinking to myself, that's Kylo Ren. But for the most part, he really disappeared into his role. And so did Lady Gaga. She impressed me as well. Now, the accent, at first I thought she was speaking in a Russian accent. Again, that's just maybe my dumb ears, but I did feel that accent, you know, for the most part was pretty on point, but for some scenes, I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? But accents aside, I thought she was fantastic in the movie. She is extremely gorgeous, but from an acting perspective as well, there are some scenes where she's just getting hysterical, and I'm like, wow, great job. And Jared Leto is just completely unrecognizable in this movie. The hair and the makeup is astounding. It's really, truly remarkable. And the accent that he gives is so over the top. I feel like I'm watching Super Mario Brothers. You know, and I don't necessarily know if that's too over the top, right? I haven't been to Italy and I don't know the guy. So again, I'm not too sure how accurate that is. I thought it was pretty funny. It was kind of comical, but hey, I liked seeing him on screen and I thought his performance was, you know, a highlight of the movie for sure. And of course you have Al Pacino and Jeremy Irons in there. I mean, they're two of the greats. They're great here also. Now, the runtime, I will admit, is quite long, and I feel like at the 40 to 50 minute mark, it dragged a little bit because I felt like I wasn't learning anything new. But for the most part, Ridley Scott did keep me invested, and that's my one complaint with him sometimes, is that in a drama movie, I find it very easy to get bored with his movies. I mean, The Counselor was just a nightmare, but this movie, he kept me engaged almost the entire time, and that's a good thing. So for my overall rating, I'm gonna give House of Gucci a 4 out of 5. I really did enjoy it. Great performances all around, a really interesting story, and I do love stories about power and greed and how that really can destroy a family, and seeing all the style on screen, right? Like, I'm not a big fashion guy, as you can clearly tell. This movie makes me want to learn more about the fashion industry. It makes me want to go to Gucci and just buy a really expensive watch, even though I don't need it, but just that wealth and that power and that status. It's intoxicating for sure. So what did you guys think of House of Gucci? Let me know down in the comment section down below. And of course, what is your favorite Ridley Scott movie? I think I gotta go with Gladiator on this one. But let me know down below. And again, guys, if you guys are new here and you want to see more videos just like this, then definitely like and subscribe. I really do appreciate all the support. And if you've made it this far in the video, you guys are rock stars. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.